this theme is mental health is a universal right, as of course is something that WHO prescribes every year. And in schools, it is almost very essential to ensure that every student has a right to a safe and supportive environment that protects them from mental health risks, along with access to high quality mental health care that is readily available, culturally sensitive, and respectful of each and every student's needs. And this approach definitely fosters independence, inclusion, and a sense of belonging within this entire school community that we have. To reinforce this theme, we are facilitating today's panel discussion through a new lens, is what we have titled it, in order to highlight the diverse perspectives that we will see today. And as all of you represent different walks of life, we have with us a principal, a psychologist, a teacher, an entrepreneur, as well as students. And of course, this will provide us with an intersectional lens to delve into this entire idea of accessibility of mental health as a universal right.
Students have to really counter so many emotions, and emotional quotient is what we have to strengthen. And the mental health programs in the school brings this together for the students to brave the situations. You are the bravest ones, my dear students who are sitting there, the 10th and the 11th and the 12th graders, because we have already achieved what we wanted to.
I think it's important to have an environment of acceptance and inclusivity. Only then will we be able to know that okay, people are going through things.
As a student of the generation Alpha, I believe it's essential to cultivate self-confidence and self-love. So firstly, by embracing our uniqueness and imperfections, as no one in this world is perfect. This being imperfect makes us unique, and it makes us who we really are.
It's really stressful these days as teachers. It's very important to protect ourselves physically and of course with all the mental health, because if we are fit and good, and that is when we can do justice to the students at work, which is really important.
We intervene early, then we can prevent a lot of things before it happens, and we can catch on things, risky behaviors and children who are who need help. And help is, as I always say, help is always available. So there are certain things, if we bring on early intervention, we can promote healthy relationships with yourself, with your parents, with your teachers, the whole triad of people.
Like we have to set clear boundaries. Okay, so we have to set it like, okay, this is my time for the work, and this is my time for staying in home, and I want to dedicate my time for my personal well-being. And then we have to prioritize self-care. I think these things are really works well for both even for schools and also professionals.
I would like to say that as you progress through the years of life, you grow with that knowledge, right? So every year you gain some or the other form of knowledge. So of course, by other people who are in your life, or even by yourself, you are expected to perform to the caliber of the knowledge that you have gained every year.
You should be mature enough to handle your emotions. You should be mature enough to have control over what you think and what you say. Sometimes we children do not have control over that, but yet we use social media.
People really look up to influencers and they follow everything they do. And if you have that responsibility, if you have like followers, people following you, you have to be very responsible in what you post and what you depend.
Amongst the student representatives, we have 4 different students from across the country joining us today, starting with Miss Sadhvi. She is our student representative from National Hillview Public School, Bangalore. She is a student of grade 12, elected as the school captain for this academic year. Her responsibilities include taking care of the activities that need to be executed, communicating with respective members of their responsibilities, and also leading them. She makes sure that everybody has had a chance to participate and take part in the activities going on throughout the school. Thank you, Ms. Sadhvi, for joining us. Question would be to Ms. Sadhvi from National Hillview Public School, Bangalore. in this growing age where you are at a stage of discovering yourself, right? Have you ever come across situations where peers have faced mental health challenges? And if so, then how has the school been able to support them?
Firstly, I would like to thank you all for welcoming me here. Um, to answer the question, I think it's important to have an environment of acceptance and inclusivity. Only then will we be able to know that okay, people are going through things. And I feel in this fast-paced world, everyone has different set of things that they are going through. To be empathetic, to be sympathetic, and to channel that humanity nature in us in order to help each other out is what I feel is important, because we've made it so far only because we're codependent, and when we're codependent we're helping each other out. And our school has an in-house counselor, which really helps because a lot of students face a lot of situations, as we've talked about so far, with social media, with stress of exams, academic pressure, managing everything. So having an in-house counselor is extremely important, is what I feel.
Thank you. And that just brings me to my second question to you, Sadhvi, is that just talking about it sometimes can go a long way in helping you feel better. Can you share any personal experiences or stories related to how mental health has made an impact in your perspective or actions?
It takes me back to a situation which really shaped me, I should say, because when I was 12 years old, I was harassed on the street, and it sort of made me feel overwhelmed about all the emotions that I was going through. As a 12-year-old kid, you don't really know, okay, this is what happens, and like you don't really know how to deal with things. And it took me a lot of time to actually accept it and to let it go later on. So I think if talking about acceptance and letting go and moving on with life rather than carrying the baggage and carrying that throughout your life and not really living your life completely, attaching yourself to one thing is not important. And this talking about it is like letting go of that baggage. Talking about it is like, okay, liberating yourself and feeling free of the things that are bothering you. So talking about it is extremely important. Thank you.
Right, Sadhvi. I think I'm really proud and delighted to hear that you were able to be courageous enough to say something like that, and that's something that's always a great thing to think about. That okay, there's so much that a child also can go through, and we often underestimate how much a student's life, how difficult it might get, and what are the difficult challenges that can come through. So, like you said, even research has said that if there's any adverse or difficult experience, we can only heal from it if we talk about it, right? So there is no way that we can talk about a traumatic experience without we can heal from a traumatic experience without talking about it. So thank you so much, Sadhvi, for that.